A very good morning and welcome to Breakfast News with the Sentinel. Let me run you through the top stories in the Sentinel this morning. First up, of course, is the Assam governor's aerial survey of the flood situation across the state. We all know the state is reeling under the flood fury. Assam Governor Professor Jagdish Mukhi on Thursday undertook an aerial survey of the flood-affected areas across the state. After taking the survey, he said that he would recommend to the Center for finding out a permanent solution to the flood and erosion problems of the state. Now, here is what he said, and I quote him: "My experience over the last 3 years as the governor of the state convinced me that every year flood creates havoc, leaving people, animals, and physical infrastructures in tatter. Therefore, taking on the problem annually will not suffice, and therefore, I would recommend and reach out to the center for its help to find out the permanent and scientific solution to this perennial problem," unquote. So, of course, people, almost 28.32 lakh people in 2,634 villages have been affected. The number of deaths due to floods across Assam has gone up to 91. The situation continues to be grim. Heavy rainfalls the state has been experiencing, and also water coming down, flood waters coming down from Meghalaya, from Bhutan, is adding to the misery of the people across the state. Massive erosion is being reported from different parts of the state, which we have been reporting, which we have been showing you throughout the past few days. So the situation continues to be grim, and according to the State Disaster Management Authority's daily flood bulletin, the death toll, as I have mentioned earlier, has gone up to 91. The major rivers, including the Brahmaputra, the Jia Bharali, the Dhansiri, Beki, all continue to flow above the danger level at different locations across the state. Already, lot of central funds. The center has promised 300 plus crore rupees that they are going to release to help the state fight the flood situation. The Red Cross has extended its help. Funds have also been released by the state government under the State Disaster Response Fund. About 50 crore rupees is being released to the district administration so that they can continue the relief and rescue operations without much hindrance as far as funds are concerned. So the flood situation, that is the update as far as the flood situation across Assam is concerned. Now, moving on, the other big story has been the Prime Minister's address yesterday, and also he inaugurating the major water supply project in Manipur. He did that through a video conference link. In the speech, Narendra Modi said that peace has been established in the northeastern region, asserting that the region has the potential to become India's growth engine. The Prime Minister has been giving a lot of thrust on the development of Northeast. He has, in fact, referred to the northeastern region as the Ashtalakshmi, and a lot of infrastructure projects has been announced in the past few years during Modi's leadership as the Prime Minister. There a lot of focus on Northeast. We have a lot of road projects which were inaugurated, which were launched. The airport project in Arunachal Pradesh, so a huge focus there. The railway project is seeing a lot of thrust in Tripura. So a lot of emphasis being given by the Modi government on infrastructure development of the region. Also, a lot of focus the Modi government has been giving on the on creation of jobs across the northeastern states. Now, here is what the Prime Minister said during his speech yesterday, and I quote him: "Roadblocks have become a part of history in Manipur. The decades-old violence in Assam has ended. In Mizoram and Tripura, youths also have deserted the path of violence, and the Bru-Riang refugees belonging to Mizoram are now heading for a better life," unquote. And laying the foundation stone, the Prime Minister also said, and I quote him again, "The laying of the foundation stone for the vital water supply project is an example of the fact that despite the abnormal situation triggered by the novel coronavirus, the government has not stopped working for the development and growth," unquote. In fact, while inaugurating the water supply project, the Prime Minister said that the water supply project is the Raksha Bandhan gift to the women of Manipur. The project is extremely vital for the state of Manipur, and it is expected to provide safe drinking water to about 1,700 villages in rural Manipur, and is expected to cater to the larger number of households in Greater Manipur as well. So, and the Prime Minister, in fact, during his speech also mentioned that while this country, whilst every state continues its fight against Corona, and northeastern states continue to fight both Corona and floods, he reiterated the fact that developmental work also has to go hand in hand. Development cannot take the back seat as the country moves forward while fighting Corona. That is what the Prime Minister had emphasized in his speech yesterday. Now, moving on to Corona update from Assam. An 18-day-old infant has tested positive. The news has come in from the Hailakandi district of Assam. The baby boy, along with his parents, tested positive. They have been shifted from the Hindustan Paper Corporation's COVID Care Center to the SK Roy designated COVID Civil Hospital. Hospital Superintendent Dr. Sudeep Kumar Chakravarti further said that the condition of the baby is stable. He disclosed that both the mother and the baby are being nursed, and they have been kept at separate enclosures in the COVID-19 ward. Now, as far as the positive cases in the state of Assam is concerned, the tally has touched 28,791. This is the total positive cases across the state of Assam. The number of active cases stands at 9,368. The number of discharged people stands at 19,350. The death toll has gone up to 70. This is the update as far as the Corona cases, the Corona situation in Assam is concerned. The state government is preparing to tackle many more cases. They are recruiting 500 additional health workers, nurses, and staff, medical staff, to assist the health authorities, the hospitals across the state handling COVID cases, because estimates suggest that the number of cases in Guwahati and across Assam is expected to go up over the next two months. And according to the Assam Health Minister Himanta Kumar Bishwa, the state is likely to see a peak by mid-September. Therefore, the government is making all preparations. They are increasing the number of hospital beds by about 10,000. So a lot of steps being taken there. Also, the testing is going to increase significantly to keep the coronavirus under control. Now, moving on to the other big story that the people of Assam have been facing. In fact, the pig farmers of the state has been facing the past few months. There's the African swine flu that has infected thousands of pigs across the state. So the government, now the agriculture department, has decided to cull the infected pigs. They have not been able to do so simply because of the flood situation. What the state veterinary and agriculture minister Atul Bora informed while addressing a press briefing is that because of the flood situation, they have not been able to arrange for the necessary burial ground to bury the carcasses of the culled pigs. So now the date has been fixed as after August 15th. The state government is expecting that the flood situation would improve by then, and land would be available to cremate, to bury the culled pigs, because that would be very important the proper culling of pigs and the proper burial of the pigs would be very important so that no infection spreads. Therefore, now the state has decided that the culling of the pigs infected by African swine flu is going to start in the state after August 15. Now, the department has also notified 31 epicenters where African swine fever has spread in the state. So that is the update as far as the African swine flu infecting pigs across the state of Assam is concerned. Now, let us move on to other news from the other northeastern states. Of course, COVID is one of the major news stories here. Meghalaya, the number has gone up to 448. In fact, now the Meghalaya government has identified 71 clusters where random antigen tests would be conducted. This was disclosed by the Deputy Chief Minister, Preston Tinsong. Tinsong said that the areas are those which are susceptible to the spread of the disease, which is already close to the 500 mark. The state is already at 448. So the rapid antigen tests would be conducted in the areas which are susceptible to the spread of the virus. The state had reported 19 positive cases yesterday. Of the new cases, 15 are BSF personnel, 3 cases have been reported from West Garo Hills and 1 from Southwest Garo Hills. Of the 375 active cases in East Khasi Hills district alone, 281 are from the BSF. The state has reported 82 recoveries till date. That is the update as far as the corona situation in Meghalaya is concerned. Moving on to Arunachal Pradesh, over 200 personnel of security forces have tested positive for COVID-19 in Arunachal Pradesh after the spread of the infection in the state. The state plans to start the plasma therapy and rapid antigen tests at all entry points. This is what the Arunachal Pradesh government is planning to do. The state has reported its highest single-day spike of COVID-19 cases. 91 cases were reported. This has taken the state's tally up to 949, inching towards the 1,000 mark there. 31 of the fresh cases were reported in the capital complex region, which is now under lockdown. 15 were detected in East Siang, 13 in Tirap, 10 in West Siang, and 7 in Namsai. So that's the update from the state of Arunachal Pradesh. As far as the COVID situation in the state is concerned, not very happy news coming in as far as the corona cases from across the northeastern states are concerned. Tripura, the numbers has been rising. Nagaland, the numbers rising. In fact, the Kohima district administration has decided to put Kohima under 7-day lockdown starting tomorrow till the end of the month. So most places now declaring lockdown across the northeastern region. Now, the other story is about is related to the secondary school leaving certificate exams, the results for which was declared just few days back. This is the school leaving certificate exams held in Meghalaya under the Meghalaya Board of School Education. So the Education Department, the Ministry of Education of Meghalaya, has decided to conduct an inquiry. It has decided to institute a probe to look into the results. In fact, what had happened is that only 50% of the students managed to clear the secondary school leaving certificate exams. So the ministry, the government, pretty much worried about the results, which is why it has decided to institute this probe to see why this particular thing has happened. In fact, 10 schools have a 0% in the passing results. So the probe has been set up to look into the reasons behind such poor performance by students, by schools there in Meghalaya. And in fact, the decision has been welcomed by the parents and teachers. So that is all we have today as far as the news from the region is concerned and the updates there this morning. Of course, I will leave you with the numbers of COVID positive cases. These are numbers from late last night. The number for Assam, as I have already mentioned, stands at 28,791. For Tripura, the number stands at 3,394. For Manipur, the number stands at 2,015. For Nagaland, the number of positive cases has been reported at 1,177. Arunachal Pradesh, the number stands at 949. Mizoram, the number has gone up to 326. Sikkim, the number of positive cases stands at 438. And in Meghalaya, the number has gone up to 515. These are the numbers of positive cases reported from across the northeastern states. We will continue to bring you all the news and updates. This is all that I have this morning. Stay tuned. Keep watching sentinelassam.com for all the news and updates from the state of Assam, from the Northeast, the national news as well as the international news. We will keep you updated. Do not forget to follow us, to subscribe to us on Facebook. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Stay safe. Goodbye till we meet again tomorrow morning.